It comes to no surprise that making a name for yourself in the gaming world is incredibly difficult. Not only is it challenging to break into the gaming industry without help from someone that is already inside of it, it is even more challenging to maintain your relevancy in the gaming world after you somehow make your way into the industry. For some, they consistently grind for years until they become recognized for their hard work and consistency, and due to already being accustomed to working hard for results, they are able to maintain their relevancy through sheer hard work, while for others, they get lucky enough to become recognized quickly for doing something the gaming world was interested in for a short period of time, but once they break into the industry and make a name for themselves, they fall off just as quickly as they blew up. So what is it that separates those who maintain the relevancy in the gaming world from those who make it to the top but end up falling off? Well, in most cases, it simply comes down to hard work. You see, the foundation upon which you build your identity in the gaming world is the thing you're going to have to be known for as long as you're relevant. So if you blow up for just being a highly skilled player, you need to maintain your high skill forever. Same goes for being an entertainer. But what happens when an entertainer or professional player decides to build the foundation of their brand upon a cold hard lie, but still ends up finding success in the gaming world? In this video, we will look at two individuals who had success on Apex Legends in the palm of their hands, but when they made it to the top and experienced success for the first time in their lives, their career and status within the Apex Legends world crumbled instantly. Before we get into the video, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Guardio. It comes as no surprise that one of the most consistent topics that is talked about in the Apex Legends community is accounts getting hacked. Every other week, you hear about how someone's account got hacked into, and when they go to support to regain access to their accounts, it takes long for them to receive the support that they so urgently need. That can happen to any one of us right now if we don't take the correct steps to protect ourselves from the vulnerabilities we are currently facing daily. And that is where Guardio comes in. Guardio is a browser extension that acts as your personal security while browsing the web, protecting you as you browse the internet by blocking all malicious downloads, scam sites, and phishing attempts you could fall victim to daily. Most people think that two-factor authentication is enough to keep their accounts safe, but in reality, that is not the case. Because if a hacker gains direct access to your computer or browser, they could easily bypass two-factor authentication without breaking a sweat. But fortunately for us, when you download Guardio, the app will perform a scan on your browser to check to see if your browser is already compromised. And if you are compromised, Guardio's simple yet clean user interface will inform you of that. After downloading Guardio for the first time, you get a free scan, and after completing the scan, you get a 7-day free trial to remove existing threats from your browser and enable real-time protection. Over 1 million users have Guardio installed on their browsers, so if all of that sounds good to you, you can get the Guardio browser extension right now for 20% off a monthly subscription by using the link in both the pinned comment and the top of the description. Once again, you get a 7-day free trial and 20% off a monthly subscription by using the link in both the pinned comment and the top of the description. If you have been a part of the Apex Legends community or a viewer of this channel for quite some time, you would know that the story of Xynoa is a story we have all heard by now. You see, in the early days of Apex Legends, when Ranked had first come out, the easiest way to build a name in the Apex Legends community was not by putting yourself out there as a streamer or even posting content to YouTube. It was simply by becoming a part of the top 5 Apex Predators on the platform you played on. Back in the day, being a part of the top 5 Apex Predators on your platform gave you more recognition than some of the largest streamers that played the game. When your name would pop up on the champion screen and everyone would see the amount of RP you had back in Season 2 or your leaderboard placements in Season 3 and 4, everyone would freak out because the Apex Predator rank meant something. So as expected, whether you were already an established streamer or just a person who loved to play the game, everyone was grinding unimaginable hours to hit the highest ranks on the leaderboard. And this is where the birth of who Xynoa would take place. Xynoa was not your regular rank grinder back in the day. He played well over 10 plus hours every single day like it was nothing, so it didn't come to a surprise when the name Xynoa would consistently show up on the highest parts of the leaderboard almost instantly. He quickly grew recognition in the competitive Xbox world for being one of the most dedicated rank grinders, but at a certain point in the story of Xynoa, his passion for Apex Legends took a turn from being innocent and inspirational to becoming freakishly objectively weird and unhealthy. You see, at this point of the story, Xynoa had become obsessed with Apex Legends Ranked alongside his friends, who were just as obsessed with Ranked as well. All they cared about was being top 10 on the Xbox Ranked leaderboard, so when competition for top 10 Apex Predator was getting too competitive, Xynoa and his friends decided that they would utilize another strategy to maintain the spots on the leaderboard: teaming. Instead of playing legit in Ranked, Xynoa realized that he had to start teaming in Ranked in order to maintain #1 Apex Predator, because there was now another group of rank grinders who were teaming in Ranked and were catching up to him at a significant pace. To Xynoa, teaming didn't mean that he was an actual cheater. He felt that he rightfully deserved to keep #1 Apex Predator since the other top 5s were cheating, so if he had to cheat in order to maintain #1 Apex Predator from actual cheaters, he felt as if that was the honest decision to make. But to his dismay, nobody else in the Apex Legends world felt that way, because when clips of him teaming in Ranked started to surface onto Reddit and Twitter, all everyone seen was just another cheater that cheated his way up to #1 Apex Predator. Overnight, Xynoa's reputation had went from being a dedicated rank grinder to being a dedicated rank cheater, and at one point, Xynoa attempted to share his point of view on why he cheated to the public. But unfortunately for him, his basis for cheating was not solid at all, because it was set in stone that he was actively cheating in Ranked no matter what his excuse was. So when the Apex Legends devs had got word of what was happening in Xbox Ranked after this incident went viral, everyone that was involved in the Xbox Ranked war was banned no matter what excuse they had come up with. But if you thought this was the end of Xynoa, obviously you thought wrong, because when Xynoa was switched to PC Apex Legends and would compete under the name F8 rather than Xynoa, people had no idea who he even was. So for a while, Xynoa was able to compete in high-level Pro League matches on PC while secretly being the most hated person on Xbox, but it wasn't long for the secret of who F8 was to get announced to the PC community. And when people learned about Xynoa's past as a cheater, and also learned that he was a racist, for the second time, Xynoa would get blacklisted from the Apex Legends community. But this time, his best friend Skittlecakes would cut him off, and it was now safe to say that this time, Xynoa was definitely gone for good. But once again, Xynoa just couldn't get enough of competitive Apex Legends, because when he would come back for a third time, when he would get recruited to start a fight esports, he attempted to make his return to competitive Apex Legends. But fortunately for the community, instantly, people recognized that F8 was Xynoa, and once again, he was blacklisted from the community, making it 4 times that he got blacklisted. And after this last and final blacklist, Xynoa would finally give up for good and realize that there was just not a spot for him in the Apex Legends community. After this final blacklist, Xynoa would disappear from the Apex Legends community after getting dropped from Start a Fight Esports. Until this day, he was never heard from ever again. But even though Xynoa was gone for good, we can't say the same about the next person on this list named Facilitatur, because just like Xynoa, Facilitatur intended on returning to Apex Legends despite his extremely negative reputation. But unlike Xynoa, Facilitatur's return to competitive Apex Legends was not innocent at all. The story of who Facilitatur is begins in the same exact community as Xynoa on Xbox. When most of the cheaters on Xbox got banned, a large portion of them made the switch to PC for a new beginning. Some of them tried to make their way into the LGS, while others completely faded into irrelevance once they started competing against PC players and realized they were trash. But in the case of Facilitatur, he decided that he would stick to rank grinding alongside his friend Invulnerable, since that is what they were doing back on Xbox. Together, Facilitatur and Invulnerable would dominate ranked almost instantly. Game after game, they would perform extremely well, and it got to the point where Facilitatur and Invulnerable would reach the highest ranks in the world in a short period of time. But here's when the controversy that shaped the future of Facilitatur's negative reputation would occur, as Facilitatur's name started becoming recognized due to the amount of publicity a top rank grinder receives. News about his past on Xbox was starting to become discussed amongst the PC players that had no idea who he was. The Apex community was flooded with posts talking talking about how Facilitatur was a cheater, and that's when Facilitatur and Invulnerable's rank grind started to be analyzed for possible signs of cheating. Luckily for the Apex community, both Facilitatur and Invulnerable streamed all of their ranked matches, so all they had to do was watch both of their VODs in order to locate suspicious clips. And that's when the community came to the conclusion that Invulnerable had been using wall hacks while grinding ranked, since when they analyzed clips from his streams, they had discovered a couple clips that showed Invulnerable tracking people through walls and then giving his teammates information about the enemies which they shouldn't have known about.
Hacker's out in that open.
It's literally right here. One of them's in here, walking around.
Broken.
Yeah.
He just left, he's running back towards...
His teammates on the other side.
There are two on bridge. Running back. Gray armor, I think Bloodhound.
Fried Hound.
And since Facilitatur and Invulnerable had played most of their ranked matches together, Idols decided to ban Facilitatur alongside Invulnerable, since Facilitatur knowingly decided to team with a hacker. And at this point, everyone thought Facilitatur was banned for good. But that's not where the story ends, because just like Xynoa, 2 years after Facilitatur got banned, he decided to come back to Apex Legends because his ban had ended. At this point of the Facilitatur story, it had been so long since people heard of the name Facilitatur, so when he made a return to grinding ranked, few people cared about his past. The fact that Facilitatur was unbanned after a 2-year ban made people believe that there was a slight chance that he could change for the better, sort of like Skittle Cakes. There was a small possibility that Facilitatur could have took the route of playing legit, but unfortunately, when Facilitatur had come back to playing ranked and he reached #1 Apex Predator very quickly, this triggered specific people to analyze his matches once again to see if anything fishy was going on. And this is when his Watson took it upon himself to deep dive into what he had been doing to reach #1 Apex Predator, and after doing research, he came to the conclusion that Facilitatur had been using wall hacks due to how suspicious these clips looked.
Bro, holy shit, bro, I'm just fighting everybody right now. On the knockdown, man, I'm just fighting fucking
man.
everybody.
I'm going for that, probably.
Hey, grab it.
Oh shit, he's on his vent. Cracked him.
And once these clips started to be discussed within the Apex Legends world, it took a little convincing and outrage to get Facilitatur banned once again. What made this incident weird was the fact that Facilitatur did not even attempt to try and tell the public about his point of view. All he did was claim that there was people who had more suspicious gameplay than him that still compete in ranked and pro league, so therefore he should have been given the benefit of the doubt as well. Usually when someone would be put on blast for cheating at the scale Facilitatur was being put on blast, they would do everything in their power to prove their accusers wrong, for the better or worse. Some would play with a face cam to show that they are not using walls, while others would hop on stream to speak with their accusers publicly. Facilitatur had done none of that. In fact, after getting banned, he would announce that he is quitting Apex Legends for good, hopefully putting an end to him once and for all. And at this point, it is safe to not only give the title of the most notorious cheater in Apex Legends history to Facilitatur due to how convincing and far he was able to breach into the community before getting caught 2 times. But the title will also go to Xynoa as well, due to how much of an impact their cheating scandals had on the Apex community and just how known their stories were before they had left for good.